Hello Accounting 104. We are going to do 3 in-class problems this week. Um, we're going to be using an Excel document to help us with this, and the Excel document is on the overview to help you with that. So, the first one, we're looking at absorption costing. Under absorption costing, a company has the following per unit cost when 10,000 units were produced. Direct labor of 2, direct materials of 3, variable overhead of 4, so our total variable is $9. Our fixed overhead is $5. That gives us total product per unit cost of $14. The company sells its products for $50 per unit. Due to new regulation, the company must now incur $2 per unit of hazardous waste disposal and $8,500 per year of fixed hazardous waste disposal cost. Compute the company's break-even units including hazardous waste disposal units. So we're going to come over here to our number 8. So our sales price is $50 right there. Our variable cost is $11. It's our $9 plus our new $2 per fee. That gives us $39. Fixed cost of $50,000 plus our additional hazardous waste of $8,500 gives us total cost of $58,500. So our break-even point is just 39 into the 58,500. That gives us 1,500 units. So we type in 1,500 units. Score the answer. We get green. We got a bunch of green. Good news. All right. Now we're moving on to number 2. Aces, a manufacturer of tennis rackets, began operations this year. The company produced 6,000 rackets and sold 4,900 of them. Each racket was sold at a price of $90. Fixed overhead costs are $78,000 and fixed selling and admin expenses are $65,200. The company also reports the following per unit variable cost for the year. Variable product cost is $25. Variable selling and admin expenses are $2. So, variable costing income statement. First things first, we need sales. Sales, how do we find that? Let's come over here to our handy dandy spreadsheet. Sorry, I had to change the size. So, price is 90, rackets sold 4,900. That makes our total sales 441,000. So we have 441,000 right here. Next up, we have to remove variable costs, less our variable costs. Where do these variable costs? We have our variable production cost. And our variable production costs, we take $25 times our 4,900 rackets to come up with our 122,500. So this is 122,500. Next up under variable costs is variable selling and administrative costs. How do we come up with that? Variable and admins are $2 per. We take our $2 times the 4,900. We get our 4,900. Oh, that should be 9,800. Excuse me. So that gives us total variable costs of 132,300. That gives us our contribution margin of 308,700. That's simply 441 minus the 132. Next up is our less fixed expenses. So the first one we're going to have here is fixed selling and admin. Our fixed selling and admin simply comes from the question above, that's 65,200. And then we have our fixed overhead. Fixed overhead just comes from the question above, which is 78,000. So our total expense is 148,200. That makes our net income or loss is just the 308 minus the 148, and that math is 165,500. Let's see how we did. Score now. We went a lot of green. We went all green. Oh, I selected variable overhead cost. That should be variable production cost, and total fixed cost. That's cost of goods sold. That is my fault. Next up, number 3. Aces, a manufacturer of tennis rackets, began operations this year. The company produced 6,000 rackets and sold 4,900. Each racket sold at a price of $90. Fixed overhead was 78,000. Fixed selling and admin costs are 65,200. The company also reports the following per unit variable cost per year, 25 and 2, just like before. But here, we're coming up with the absorption costing income statement. So, our sales, that doesn't change. It's still 441. Next up is our less cost of goods sold. And the first one under that is variable production costs. Variable production costs. Change the side to do that. Our variable production cost is 122,500. Our fixed overhead costs from the problem above is 63,700. That gives us our cost of goods sold of 186,200. That gives us our gross margin of 254,800. You'll notice that it's the same expenses, just in a different order. Next up, we have our fixed selling and admin expenses. The fixed selling and admin expenses is 65,200. And then we have our variable selling and admin expenses, which is the same as the problem before of 9,800. Our total fixed expenses are 75,000. That gives us net income loss of 179,800. So as you can see, it's the exact same numbers, just in a different order. Let's see if I did a good job labeling everything. All green this time. That's it for the week 4 example. Good luck this week. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Goodbye.